guys, welcome back to Astroways. Guys, after so many episodes of me repeating wood produces fire, produces earth, produces metal, produces water, so many times. And I keep saying the elements that produces your self-elements is your supportive element, and the element produced by your element, and the element restricts your element, and the element restricted by your element. All these times, I've been repeating myself. Up to this point, I hope you all remember every single relationship between all elements. Because from today on, I won't keep repeating myself anymore. Today, let's learn the proper terms of each 10 gods and the relationship between the god and your self-element. You may think some of the names of the 10 gods sound funny and hard to remember, but I'll explain you why. And you gotta remember them because they're absolutely everywhere. And I really don't want to keep saying the elements that produce your elements, the elements that restrict your elements, and so on and so on. Plus, you already know the elements that restrict your elements is the wealth element, so let's learn the rest of them. Okay, same example. If your self-element, your day master, is Youngwood, then any wood elements you come across are called your parallel, because they are the same as you. Within these parallel elements, there are Youngwood and Yinyang. Youngwood is your friend. Youngwood is Youngwood's friend. Yinyang is your rob wealth. Think about it. Sometimes you have good friends and bad friends. Good friends always benefit you. Bad friends, they rob your money and drag you down. So remember, if you're Youngwood, then Youngwood is your friends. Yinyang is your rob wealth. Okay? Next one, the elements that you produce, in this case, is fire. They are called output. Wood produces fire, then yang fire is your eating god. E-A-T, eat. Eating god. Now don't laugh. Believe it or not, people have a lot of eating gods in their charts. Especially strong charts, they tend to eat well and eat more because they can afford it. Eating god produces wealth, and yin fire is your herding officer because yin metal is your officer and yin fire herds yin metal, so yin fire is your herding officer. Next one, earth. Earth is your wealth. This one is easier. Yang earth is your indirect wealth. Indirect wealth means the money you earn on the side. It can be a side project. It can be lottery or from stock market, or you win something in the casino. Indirect wealth. Yin fire is your direct wealth. The money you earn from being employed, working from 9 to 5, that's direct wealth. Next one, metal is your power. People with a lot of power elements tend to be leaders. It can either be a CEO of some company or a president of a country or any kind of leaders. Yang metal is your 7 killing. Why 7? Why not 6 or 8? Because if you count heavenly stems from your self-element, Youngwood, to Yang metal, it's number 7. And metal kills wood, so for Yang wood people, Yang metal is your 7 killing, while Yin metal is your direct officer. For female charts, the power elements are your husband elements because in ancient time, for girls, the husband was usually like the officer. You had to obey him. Last one, water. Water is your resource because water produces you. Yang water is your indirect resource, while yin water is your direct resource. This one is easier to remember. Okay, let's review them all. For wood people, wood is your parallel, fire is your output, earth is your wealth, metal is your power, water is your resource. Same for if you're fire. If you're fire, then earth is your output, metal is your wealth, water is your power, wood is your resource. And same for if you're earth, metal is your output, and so on and so forth. Because what you produce is your output. Your output is your talent, is what you have to offer. Then your output brings you wealth. It makes money. Money then gives you power. Power turns into resource. Resource then comes back to you. And within these 5 categories, we have 10 gods. Your parallel elements are your friends in rob wealth. Usually you see the short term F or FR for friends and RW for rob wealth. Your output elements are your eating god and herding officer, EG and HO. Your wealth elements are your indirect wealth and direct wealth, IW and DW. Your power elements are your 7 killing and direct officer, SK and DO. Sometimes 7 killing also written in Chinese pronunciations, which is T Sha, QIT SHA Sha. So if you see QS or SK, they both mean 7 killing. Last one is resource elements, and they are indirect resource and direct resource, IR and DR. Now, if you remember what I said in Bruce Lee's episode, people who have a lot of different party elements tend to behave well and always stick to rules, while people with a lot of same party elements tend to break the rules and be more creative. If you look at the name of the 10 gods, you find the elements from the different party. They are your direct wealth, direct officer, direct resource. They all direct something. While the elements from the same party, they all called indirect something, hurting something, killing something, whatever. They all sound very funny and scary. That really is the character of these elements. They're just like what they sound like, but they mean no harm most of the time. So remember these 10 gods, they're very useful. Now when you look at your chart, you see, I got a lot of indirect wealth. I should go buy some lottery. Or, I got some good 7 killings. I should go start a business or sell things that no one ever sold before. Of course, we also have to see if they're in a good position before making any life-changing decisions. Okay guys, that's all for today. Next week we have another case study. If you want to have your personal chart reading with me, you can email me at astroways.info@gmail.com or find me on Facebook at Astroways. If you like my video, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to know more about metaphysics, please subscribe my channel and I'll keep you updated.